Studying languages offers you an insight into another world and culture which isn't your own. Studying a language allows you to consider cultural differences and think about who you are in relation to the world you live in and where you situate yourself as a member of society. You can discover a whole new way of thinking and living which you can compare and contrast with your current world. Studying languages changes who you are as a person and makes you more open to the world you live in. There are so many interesting elements in the course. A particular topic favourite is artistic culture in the Spanish world, where you can learn about the influence of idols, singers and musicians, stars of TV and cinema, fashion models. You can also learn about regional identity in Spain, traditions and customs, food and languages, and finally cultural heritage, historic sites and civilisations and architecture. All members of the department enjoy teaching the book and the film, and the book and the film which are chosen will depend on the teacher's specialism. Both offer an interesting way of viewing society through different eyes, and through them you can learn about history, society and important issues relevant to the time of writing and filming. There are 6 lessons a fortnight with one teacher and 5 lessons a fortnight with the second teacher, in addition to an individual lesson with a Spanish assistant. Lessons are communicative and as much Spanish as possible is spoken in the classroom, with a particular focus on group discussions. Students use a device for blended learning to access listening exercises, to complete grammar exercises and to do research. The students at Nottingham High are highly motivated and want to learn Spanish. They often want to spend a period of time living in or travelling to a Spanish-speaking country, and this is reflected in the way that they approach lessons. They are keen to understand grammar, improve when they make mistakes, and are inquisitive. Currently I'm Head of Spanish covering Miss McCabe's maternity leave and I'm teaching with Miss Fallon in Year 12. Mrs Pigeon and Miss Marquez Godoy are teaching Year 13. We're all passionate and enthusiastic about languages and have spent periods of time living abroad, immersed in Spanish culture. We all have different experiences but believe in the importance of effective communication in order to develop good relationships in all countries. We're very lucky to have a good set of language classrooms, including IT suites. We have a vast array of resources. Students are able to participate in language competitions such as the Linguistics Olympiad, translation competitions and be involved with Business Language Champions events. We keep our eyes open for all extracurricular events. We encourage students to watch as many Spanish films and TV series as possible and to read as many articles and books as they can. Watching and reading the Spanish news should start to form part of your daily activity in sixth form via apps and online. Equally, students are encouraged to investigate areas of Spanish and South American culture not covered by the AQA specification. We have excellent language facilities, dedicated language computer suites, trips, there's a study trip to either Barcelona or Madrid, a variety of competitions, and the Spanish team is dedicated to providing you with a varied and interesting curriculum, covering the syllabus but tailor-made to your interests. As I said, there's a study trip to Barcelona or Madrid, and currently there is also an opportunity to correspond with a pen pal in Valencia, and we're hoping to develop this exchange further. Beyond A-levels, there are a whole variety of career options available. You can specialise in languages, but students frequently choose to take languages with law, marketing or management. Having a language as an extra makes you offer something special, and recruiters, employers are impressed by students who have studied languages. Studying a language offers you the chance to explore another world and is a very rewarding and satisfying experience. You will meet obstacles, have to take risks and come out of your comfort zone, but the sense of achievement you will feel when able to speak Spanish fluently will be worth it.
Uma and I currently study Spanish, English literature and psychology A-levels. There are lots of things I enjoy. For example, I study English literature as well. So in the A-level syllabus, you get to study a Spanish book, which is something I never thought I'd be able to do. You know, read a book in another language, and we study a film as well, which I find quite interesting. My favourite thing is probably that, you know, there are lots of things going on in the world with modern politics and history and everything, but it's interesting to see a Spanish side of that and learn it in another language, which just broadens my understanding of the world and its history. I probably can't think of one in particular. There are loads that I've enjoyed. For example, we're studying a book at the moment, and as a class we all came up with quiz questions for homework, and we had a little mastermind quiz in the lesson, and that was quite enjoyable. I think last year we were planning on having a food lesson because gastronomy and food is part of the regional identity topic. So that didn't happen due to COVID, but that would have been quite fun if we did that. I think at GCSE there were lots of grammar points, such as the subjunctive, which we touched on and we had a basic understanding of it. But once starting the A-level course, I really started to understand, you know, how it's used in language, and I found that really interesting. The facilities are really good, so most of our lessons take place just in the classroom like standard, but we also have access to the ICT suite every week. And so that means we can do listening activities and online activities. So we have a mix of interaction with the teacher, but along with like interactive resources online. So normally there's a trip to Barcelona or Madrid, and you take place in a language school there for a few days, I think, in the Easter holidays. And I think last year they went on a trip to the Broadway cinema to see a documentary. All of the teachers that have taught me have been really friendly and really nice. The whole languages department just has a good vibe. Even if a teacher doesn't necessarily teach me, they're still friendly and welcoming, and they're really nice. It depends. Normally, you know, we sit down and the teacher will explain what's happening. It can vary. So sometimes we're doing speaking practice, sometimes we'll be doing little activities and translations, but all of the time it's very group orientated, and it's nice to collaborate with other students in the class. It depends as well, depending on what we're doing in class. Probably 1 or 2 pieces a week. But the teacher accommodates how much homework we're getting with the amount of homework that it is. If it's a small task, we might get more, but if it's a big task, then they'll give us a bit more time to do it. But I think the balance is really good. So I'm not sure about my career plans, but at university I'm applying for English literature and Spanish at university. So I want to carry on and develop my language skills in the future. I'd say don't be nervous to start the language. I was quite unsure about starting at first, but I definitely know I made the right choice. I'd say keep up to date with, you know, stuff that's going on in the Spanish-speaking world. You can watch, there are lots of TV shows on Netflix and just in general. Listen to Spanish songs, just things that are easy to do, that are fun, just to pique your interest in Spanish.